Man, it's been a while since I made a video like this. Look, I know. Ghost of Tsushima is technically old news. And yes, this video probably should have been made back in the summer. But you know what? I don't care! I love this game so much that I still find myself playing it, even after docking over 120 hours in the game. With that much game time, I've definitely noticed a bunch of Easter eggs that I think need to be talked about. Without further ado, I'm WulftheRonin, and here are my top 10 Easter eggs in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima marketed itself as a historical fiction that took place during the first Mongolian invasion. The big thing that pushed the Mongols back was a massive storm that obliterated the Mongolian fleet, which forced them into a retreat, and it penned the term Kamikaze, which translates to Divine Wind. Throughout the game's many side quests, NPCs will talk about an upcoming storm which is clearly foreshadowing the victory that is yet to come.
The temple gives people hope. The abbot's been telling people to pray for a great storm to wash the invaders from our home.
In fact, the weather will change depending on Jin's actions. If you do things that are dishonorable, or perform more stealth, the weather will change based on how you play. Talk about literally becoming the storm. While you're venturing on the vast island of Tsushima, you can unlock new songs for your flute, and these songs will change the weather. Wasn't there another exploration-based game that had the protagonist play a wind instrument to change the weather? Could this be a reference to The Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time? While none of the songs sound like the Song of Storms, the fact that they changed the weather around Jin is good enough for a reference for me. Throughout the world, you'll find these signposts of someone bowing. These are hidden shrines that you can pay your respects to. When you bow, you could be enveloped by some flowers, fireflies, or frogs? Yeah, that's a thing. If you do 10 of them, you can even earn yourself a trophy. While the game doesn't directly reference any classic samurai films from Akira Kurosawa or Toshiro Mifune's resume, even though all the major side characters do add up to 7. And you know what? Since we're on the subject, why wasn't there an NPC named Akira? Or a hidden boss fight called Mifune? You missed out on a golden opportunity here, Sucker Punch. I mean, come on! Who doesn't want to take a quest from Akira Kurosawa himself just to fight Toshiro Mifune? How awesome would that have been? Hopefully we can do something like that in the sequel. That would be so cool. Rant aside, you can tell that there was a lot of care, research, and love towards the samurai genre. From the way the story is told, to the art direction, even to how the duels play out. This game is a huge love letter to classic samurai cinema. Look, this might be a long shot. Like a heavy long shot. But I think the Warrior's Brush sword kit is supposed to be the magical sword from Samurai Jack. Here's my evidence. The weapon's color scheme is white and black. While Jack's scabbard is all black, this could have just been a way to flare the weapon up from the devs. But if you look at the hilts and the guard, you'll notice the interesting bits. The guard is squared. Now, it's not unheard of to have a square guard, but it's more common to have kind of like a rounded or an oval-shaped guard. Then if you look where the black wrap is on the hilt, you'll notice the gold pieces in the gaps, just like Samurai Jack. In fact, if you talk to a white dye merchant and buy the dye for the Ronin attire, you can actually look like Samurai Jack. I know I'm not crazy! Gotta get back to the past, Samurai Jack. Whatcha! Hear me out here. I actually didn't notice this one. It was actually Venkatesh K who brought this to my attention. But according to him, there's a Batman Begins reference. In the Igutsune duel at the start of the mission, you follow these blue flowers. And if you remember, in Batman Begins, he picked up some blue flowers and took them to Ra's al Ghul. Now, this was the hallucinogenic flower used to show the users fear, showing their deepest fears. In the game, it has ties to demons, which, you know, in most folklore, is where fear originates, from demonic beings. To further this point, the opponent you fight is a Tengu, a Japanese demon. more specifically a Japanese bird demon. And while you fight him, the battlefield is filled with crows that continually flutter around, just like the bats in Batman Begins. And to top it all off, the blue flower that causes fear. What was the color that you gather for the hallucination dart? You know, for your dart gun? Oh yeah, blue! Again, this might be a long shot, but the evidence is there. If you want all the evidence, go check out Venkatesh K's video, as he goes into much more detail than I am here. Normally, I don't care all that much about a black and white filter when it comes to games, because it's just black and white. You can literally just adjust your TV for that. However, here, they went a step further. It's not just black and white, but it's noisy. Like something you would see from a film in the 50s or 60s, which is the era that samurai films were popular in. On top of that, they adjusted the sound to be a bit more distorted to sound like the audio was old.
二人で猛虎を撃ってやろうぜ。今さら茂ったことを言うな。俺が藩に着いたのは探るためだったと広めろ。お前が言えばみんな黙れ。
The name of the filter alone is an Easter egg, as Sucker Punch received the blessing from the Kurosawa estate to name the filter Kurosawa Mode. And if you guys remember, when I did my reaction video, I was excited when Kurosawa Mode was announced.
Here at Sucker Punch, we are huge fans of samurai cinema.
Stop!
We wanted to create a way for you to
No!
feel like you're playing your favorite samurai movie.
Shut
We
up!
created a
Yo! Yes! Oh my god! That was an extra step they didn't need to take, but they took it! Oh! That's so cool! It was a step they didn't have to take, but they took it anyway, and I think it made the game better for it. Sucker Punch may not have as many titles with the PlayStation family, but the ones they do have received critical acclaim. So logically, they added a couple of small items and homages to the game. You can find Delson Ro's beanie, or part of it, at the Omi Monastery on top of the pagoda. What's interesting about this is the tag on the beanie says Seattle 138, and in the game, the headband says the same thing, but in Japanese! I'm assuming. I don't speak Japanese. Then there's the spoiler Sly Cooper armor, which you have to complete the Gosaku duel in order to obtain. After you get the armor, make sure you have the Ocean's Blue dye on top of it. Then you have to grab the Sly Tanuki sword kit, which is in the southeast of the final part of the island, Kamiyagata. Finally, all you have to find is the crooked Kama headband at the Josaku temple. Interesting fact about this, Kama means sexual desire. So since it's called crooked Kama, crook meaning illegal or thief, and Kama meaning sexual desire, does that mean that Sly is a
No, wait, you have the wrong word!
Wait, what was that?
Kama has a different meaning in Japanese!
Oh, Kama in Japanese is different, like a different meaning.
Yes, you idiot, it's a sickle weapon! You should
Oh, a
know this!
sickle weapon! Oh. Oh. That makes much more sense, you know, with the cane and all. Yeah. Moving on. Well, that was an awkward way to end number 3, so let's just keep moving forward. At number 2, we have another spoiler, so if you haven't beaten the game, turn away now. At the end of the game, Jin has himself a little hut. If you look inside of it, you'll see a table with a bunch of PlayStation memorabilia. It seems Jin has made quite a few PlayStation hits with origami. The Leviathan axe from God of War? Check! Tall Neck from Horizon Zero Dawn? Check! Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank? Check! Deegan's motorcycle from Days Gone? Check! Wait, how does Jin know what a motorcycle looks like? No, seriously, I have questions about this. I need to know how he knows what a motorcycle looks like. I know, you're all probably pretty shocked. The PlayStation Greatest Hits isn't number 1? Yeah, it's not. So I already hear you asking, so what's number 1? What could possibly beat the PlayStation Greatest Hits? And you know what? It's a very niche reference. Not a lot of people caught this. From all the lists I've watched researching this video, I didn't see anyone talk about this. Ever heard of someone called Usagi Yojimbo? I figured you did. If you don't know who or what Usagi Yojimbo is, it's an ongoing comic book series from the 80s about a wandering rabbit samurai. Nate Fox has stated in interviews that this comic series was one of the main influences for Ghost of Tsushima. This is the one Easter egg that everyone seems to miss. One of the characters that helps our rabbit samurai out is... I actually don't know what she is. I don't know what animal she is. But her name is Tomoe. Sound familiar? It should, because Tomoe was Sensei Ishikawa's disciple in his tail missions. The battle that Usagi became a Ronin at was called Adachi Plains. Heard of someone called, oh I don't know, Masako of Clan Adachi? Hell, the Eisner-winning author of the book series, Stan Sakai! Do I need to say more? Jin's clan is a direct homage to the creator of Usagi Yojimbo. Even one of the armor sets has Usagi's classic blue and white design on it. Usagi Yojimbo was clearly a great inspiration for this fantastic game. In fact, Usagi Yojimbo is still going as a successful series. It just came out with a recent trade paperback, one of the big volumes, of his collected adventures. It's called Banraku and Other Stories. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. If you're into samurai stuff like I am, you'll really get an enjoyment out of this series. So yeah, these are my top 10 Easter eggs for Ghost of Tsushima. Again, I probably should have had this out when the game was relevant, but the game will always be relevant in my heart. I absolutely love this game. This is my favorite game of all time. Despite some of its flaws, I can always see myself playing this game. Did any of you play Ghost of Tsushima? Did you enjoy Ghost of Tsushima? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Did you catch any Easter eggs that I may have missed? Did you catch anything that other people may have missed? Put them down in the comment section below and we'll have a discussion. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Game on!